Reading the Ethiopian Bible, Day 33, Chapter 33. As always, you can follow along in your KJV, NLT, NIV, but I'm reading my Ethiopian. However, it's the same because it's Genesis. For anybody that does want to read the book that I'm reading, I will link it below. And for anybody that likes to listen, I have a Spotify podcast called Reading the Ethiopian Bible Front to Back. Let's get started. The first book of Moses, Genesis chapter 33. Jacob looked up and saw that Esau was coming along with 400 men, so he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 female servants. He put the servants and their children in front with Leah and her children behind them, and Rachel and Joseph behind them. But Jacob himself went on ahead of them, and he bowed down toward the ground 7 times as he approached his brother. But Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, hugged his neck, and kissed him. Then they both wept. When Esau looked up and saw the women and the children, he asked, "Who are these people with you?" Jacob replied, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." The female servants came forward with their children and bowed down. Then Leah came forward with her children, and they bowed down. Finally, Joseph and Rachel came forward and bowed down. Esau then asked, "What did you intend by sending all these herds to meet me?" Jacob replied, "To find favor in your sight, my lord." But Esau said, "I have plenty, my brother. Keep what belongs to you." "No, please take them," Jacob said. "If I have found favor in your sight, accept my gift from my hand. Now that I have seen your face, you have accepted me. It is as if I have seen the face of God. Please take my present that was brought to you, for God has been generous to me, and I have all I need." When Jacob urged him, he took it. Then Esau said, "Let's be on our way. I will go in front of you." But Jacob said to him, "My lord knows that the children are young, and that I have to look after the sheep and cattle that they are nursing their young. If they are driven too hard, even for a single day, all the animals will die. Let my lord go on ahead of his servant. I will travel more slowly at the pace of the herds and the children until I come to my lord at Seir." So Esau said, "Let me leave some of my men with you." "Why do that?" Jacob replied, "My lord has already been kind enough to me." So that same day Esau made his way back to Seir. But Jacob traveled to Succoth, where he built himself a house and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place is called Succoth. After he left Padan Aram, Jacob came safely to the city at Shechem in the land of Canaan, and he camped near the city. Then he purchased the portion of the field where he had pitched his tent. He bought it from the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. There he set up an altar and called it El Elohi Israel. That's chapter 33, guys. We'll read chapter 34 tomorrow. Something I found interesting here is the level of favoritism Jacob displayed in a time that he was literally scared Esau was going to slaughter everybody. We know that Rachel was more loved than Leah, but this was a life or death situation, and everybody learned their place really quickly. The servants were put first, Leah was put in the middle, and Rachel and Joseph were put last. That, for me, really brings the picture into a realistic view, because if I'm married to somebody, having to have coitus with them, and you put my life up in the front or the middle, I'm not going to be the one I'm not going to have the best chance to get a wet. I see. I understand. Okay. That just really stood out to me. If there's something that stood out to you, I'd love to hear it. Go ahead and comment it below. As always, please read, understand, meditate, rely heavily on the Holy Spirit for discernment and revelation, and God bless.